Now, the MSU Federal Credit Union Coaches Show.
You know, like an instinct kind of thing, or, you know, just, I don't know what I was thinking, but it worked out, so I'm really happy our team got the win.
We feel good about where we're going, and it's hey, it's a grind though. It's a college hockey it's real tight, and you know, we've got 8 losses right now. I think, you know, the top teams in the country have 5, 6, and 7 losses, so it's real close. Every game's a playoff game, and makes it a lot of fun to be around.
I feel like we're a tough matchup for every team that we play, but when everyone's playing, doing their job, and we're playing together, we're playing with energy, having fun, you know, we're a hard team to beat.
There is no greater feeling in sports than to go into somebody else's home and win. You know, there is no better feeling.
Hello everyone and welcome inside the Tom Izzo Hall of History in the Breslin Center, where the Michigan State men's basketball team is gearing up for its matchup against rival Michigan this Saturday. So we had to sit down with Coach Izzo to get his perspective on this historical matchup. All right, well, Michigan, what do you love most about playing the Wolverines?
Well, you know, there's rivalries in every walk of your life. You know, the rivalry of your high school teams, your Mariucci and I, the junior high teams, Immaculate Conception against Central. You know, that was back when I was 8, 10 years old, you know, and then there's always rivalries that your buddy's dating your girlfriend, you know, there's rivalries, there's hatreds, there's special rivalries though, and you know, I don't think there's anything better than what John Beilein said, you know, Duke and North Carolina is the best rivalry in college basketball. I would agree with that, but the Michigan State one was building into that. And it doesn't happen when they were killing us, and it doesn't happen when we were killing them. It happens when both teams are good, and it's a real rivalry. And when you got 60 miles between you, when you got a lot of both, we have 500,000-600,000 living alums. They got 4,000 or 5,000 living alums, and a lot of them live in the state. That's what makes a rivalry.
You were mentioning Coach Beilein there, and the fact that you guys had 12 years together in this rivalry. Now that Juwan Howard has taken over, what's it been like for you starting a new relationship of respectful hatred?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Well, I've recruited Juwan some, so I know Juwan since he was a player, and I have great respect for him. Saudi Washington is a kid on their staff that I love him. His dad played here. Phil Martelli is a very good friend of mine because I'm on the boards with him forever. And I respect the job Juwan did as a player, and then the organization he came from at Miami. You know, very good coaching staff and that. So my respect is definitely there, as I think his is for me. But the rivalry makes it, as you said, I think you said it best, a respectful hatred.
We go back to last year. First meeting of the season was a big one. They are able to have a huge game on you guys, and after the confetti's falling on the Wolverines and they clinched the regular season Big Ten title, in 2019, you guys did the exact same thing to them. What was it like for you to be on the other side of that?
It wasn't any fun. I didn't enjoy that at all. I appreciated that they were having a hell of a year. We were struggling, you know, we had come off COVID and we lost 3 games in a row. We won a couple, then we lost a couple more, and then we went on a decent run at the end of the year. But I watched the celebration. Sat in the tunnel and watched it. Those are moments that you put back in the back of your head, and you kind of say, I don't want to see that ever again in the rest of my life. And I'm sure the same goes for them. The problem is this day and age where everybody in your generation is geared to what did you do for me today and worry about the moment. I don't know if kids look at rivalries like they used to. Coaches maybe do, but we don't play the game, you know. Players play the game. So it's our job to make sure that the players understand that there were a lot of guys for 100 years that made this thing what it is. And it's our job to respect the guys that were here before us and keep up the rivalry.
As you've seen kind of now to this year, the way in which Michigan has kind of struggled to find their way, and it's early, everybody's kind of looking at, you know, ways in which they can use new guys in new ways and new talent. What have you shown the guys, or what will you tell the guys about, okay, let's not look at rankings, let's not look at record, let's just go right into this game? Well,
number one, Michigan's one of the more talented teams in the country, not in the Big Ten. And everybody knows that, but they also know that you lose a couple of people and it takes a while to, you know, they're young in some ways. I mean, Brooks is an unbelievable player and he's been the glue to that team. You know, the big kid inside, all of a sudden you put another big in there and you take away a couple of real knockdown shooters and people can guard them differently. So it's going to take a while for them to adjust.
What do you think is going to be one of the biggest things that you guys need to do in order to go in Ann Arbor and dominate the way you want to?
Well, this will be a surprise to you, but we probably can't turn the ball over, you know? I mean, I think my mother, she's 95, and called me and said, why are you turning the ball over so much? It's hard to make fun of it. It's hard to not make fun of it. Nobody's doing it on purpose. But that has to change if we're going to become a really good team.
What's the feeling like knowing that there's going to be a little bit of that hostility back in the Chrysler Center again?
It's awesome. I mean, you know, that's what you live for. You live to walk out and you know, them mad at you and them this and that. I mean, there is no greater feeling in sports than to go into somebody else's home and win. You know, there is no better feeling. You could, as great as some of these home games have been, we've won championships on that floor and this and that. If you go into a good team's backyard and beat them there, you get in that locker room, it'll never match.
The intensity of the rivalry just keeps getting stronger with each new year, as has Spartan senior Marcus Bingham Jr. And after the break, we're going to talk to him about his progress on the court and in the weight room. So stay with us.
As we go to break, Farm Bureau Insurance invites you to register to win an exclusive private dinner with head coach Tom Izzo. Go to InsideTheGreensweeps.com to register.
Tap into savings when you use your MSU Federal Credit Union Visa Signature Credit Card. The Visa Signature Credit Card gives you more cash back, like 3% cash back on groceries, 2% cash back on gas, travel, and universities, and 1% cash back on everything else. Simply tap to pay with your MSU FCU Visa Signature. It's fast, easy, and convenient. Tap to pay, get more cash back with the MSU FCU Visa Signature Credit Card.
Welcome back to the MSU Federal Credit Union Coaches Show.
Each new season shows us how players have improved in their offseason work on and off the court. And for the Spartans senior 7-foot forward Marcus Bingham Jr., his improvements have made him a terrorizing tower for opposing offenses to look out for.
Trey Townsend steps through, has his shot rejected by Marcus Bingham.
What have you enjoyed from your game that you have seen progress so far this year?
Just patience. You know, I think throughout my time here, I've been really patient with my minutes and my plan. You know, my play. You know, and then just growing over the time. You know, coming in. You know, 18-year-old kid coming in at Maine, and you know, you're not expecting much. You know, coming from a high school, you're the best player. So you know, coming here, everyone's good. Growing every day and then learning a lot as the time goes past. My thing was patience. You know, and then growing more into like a man off the court, and then it all translated on the court. Like I feel like this summer I took the weight room serious, I took my game, you know, serious, and it's paying off. So and I'm just happy for it.
When it comes to your physical growth, what part of your body have you been happiest with to see kind of get bigger?
My upper body. You know, I'm not. Yeah, when you look at it on film, it's like it's a good thing to see that I'm not as skinny anymore, and showing some of that progress on my arms and stuff. But I think improving my strength on my legs was a good thing for me, and it's paying off.
You kind of flex on people a little bit more in practice in the weight room a little bit more?
Nah, for sure.
When Marcus first came to Michigan State, it was Xavier Tillman Sr. who took him under his wing and helped show him around. Both players, being from Grand Rapids, Michigan, helped form their friendship. With Tillman now in the NBA, Marcus has his eyes on Tillman's records.
A goal that I want to accomplish this year is winning Defensive Player of the Year. I think I can do that. Being another person from Grand Rapids, besides X, to win Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year would be a good thing for my resume. And then I could tell, like in the future, I could tell my kids that I won Defensive Player of the Year. Another record I want to break is the block record for Michigan State. I want to beat that, pass X again, and that, and just keep. I just want to. I write my goals down, the same goals that I've been had. I look at them every day, and I try to work towards them every day. So I think with trusting God and trusting my coaches and stuff, I think I can put that stuff on.
Those two that you were mentioning about beating Max, if you do get a chance to beat him in those, are you going to text him?
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. If he ain't getting a text from me the same day, then I'm pretty sure somebody will tell him. But every time we talk, I kind of tell him like I want to shoot past him with some of that stuff. But it's going to be real good when I do it.
Just 8 for Michigan State. Walker got that head up. Another elite find, and Bingham the jackpot.
What will you look back on in your Michigan State career that you'll love to kind of have as a great memory of your time here?
Going to a Final Four as a freshman, that's always something I can never forget about that. Just competing and then having the memories off the court with my teammates and on the court with my teammates, and then just playing and having fun. Looking forward to seeing these guys every day. I'm gonna really miss the coaches, the players, anybody I ever played with. I'm gonna always have that that love for them in my heart. Michigan State is always going to be a special place to me.
As Marcus's Spartan career comes to an end, another one is just beginning for a Michigan State hockey player. When we return, our Ian Kress joins us with David Gucciardi's story and how he's learning that Michigan State can put him on the national stage.
Welcome back to the MSU Federal Credit Union Coaches Show.
Welcome back. We have made our move on campus from the Breslin Center to Munn Ice Arena, where there have been a number of memorable moments take place on the ice, including one last Thursday from freshman defenseman David Gucciardi, who scored the game-winning goal in overtime against Michigan Tech. And it was a goal that wasn't just seen here in the state of Michigan. Your dad made it to the games this past weekend. Pretty solid series for you, I would say. Just what was that like, knowing he was there to see you score 3 goals, including a game winner?
Oh yeah, it was really cool for me and for him as well. But just like the person that's always kind of been by your side your whole way, it's really cool to do in front of and stuff. And that's kind of he's the first person that ever got me into hockey. So to do it in front of him, yeah, it was really cool.
Did he play at all growing up or anything like that?
He played a little bit, nothing crazy. Kind of just stopped at like 14, 15. But he always loved the game, and yeah, he got me into it pretty early.
Now, take me through that overtime goal you had. It made it on SportsCenter's top 10.
We're counting them down. Top plays. Let's go. Number 10. We're going #college hockey. Michigan Tech, Michigan State tied at 2 in OT. And Jesse Tucker to David Gucciardi. Gucciardi, I know who loves that. Bucci-ardi.
It was really cool. Like, I got the puck. I had a lot of speed, and he gave it over to Tux, and he's a really good passer, so like he was able to find me back through the middle, and after that it was just kind of like like an instinct kind of thing, or I don't know what I was thinking, but it worked out, so I'm really happy our team got the win.
And then to celebrate, up against the glass with the crowd, just what was that like for you, especially as a freshman?
Yeah, that was cool. I mean, it just goes to show how I think we have the best fans in college hockey, and they're going nuts, and it's such an electric building and stuff, and it fires you up, and it's really cool.
Growing up in Toronto and Canada, really, I'm assuming hockey, that's the main sport there. So what was it like growing up with hockey just all around you?
Yeah, no, a lot of I'm a big Leafs fan, and Toronto's just very big on hockey, so it's just kind of an automatic as a kid, but I think I was the kind of kid that really liked it, so I wanted to keep doing it, and my dad was always supportive of that, so it was really big, and yeah, it was really cool.
Was there a moment, do you remember when you were younger, where it was like, ooh, hockey, that's something that I want to play when I'm older? As
a kid, it was always hockey and baseball for me, and then you get to a certain age where you need to start taking one a little bit more serious. So for me, I was about 14 where I chose hockey over baseball.
with the last name Gucciardi, I'm just curious. Was your nickname at all like Gucci or anything like that? Is that the main one for you?
Yeah, like the guys kind of call me Gooch or Gucci, so like it's kind of whatever. But yeah, I like my nickname. I think it's funny, and the guys like it too.
Do you own a lot of Gucci apparel or anything like that?
I don't. Maybe I should start and maybe start telling people I own Gucci or something. I don't know. But yeah, no, I don't have a lot of that.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty expensive, but. Are you someone that likes to, take your appearance seriously when it comes to maybe something like that?
I think that's something I'm really starting to learn. That's something from the older guys. They come to the games looking real good, and my roommate actually's got a lot of really good suits, Jesse Tucker. So like that kind of makes me want to, improve my style game maybe a little bit. So yeah, I think I'm working on it.
Gucciardi also said that the Krieger brothers, Cole and Christian, have helped him the most when it comes to adjusting to college hockey. And when we come back, we're going to be sitting down with the man who brought them all to East Lansing, head coach Danton Cole, to see how he's bringing the program back to the top.
Welcome back to the MSU Federal Credit Union Coaches Show.
Munn Arena has been home to Michigan State hockey since 1974, and in that time, the Spartans have won 2 of their 3 national championships. Current head coach Danton Cole was a key piece to that 1986 team, and in year 5 as the program's leader, he talked with us this week on how he's seeing the program make the turn back to the top, both on and off the ice. I mean, year 5 for you, correct, right now?
Yes, sir.
How would you say things are at right now for you, and where things have progressed since you started as the head coach?
Yeah, we like the directions things have been going, and really the first 3 years, we won more games every year, and recruiting got a little better, and then COVID was a weird year for everybody, and I think it was kind of one that a lot of people would like to throw out, and I think the guys back on track this year. I think our depth and our compete is probably as good as it's been, and those are all positive things. I think it's affected recruiting and every cycle.
I know obviously we've talked about this in the past, but with the new renovations, the weight room now that's done, just how has that been something you've noticed with recruits really enjoying that and really wanting to buy into what you're doing?
Now, last summer and more got done, and this fall now that with the weight room coming online, and you can see the layout of the locker room, and it's not too hard to see what that is, and you watch the video. And you can say, hey, the computer generated things, that's exactly what this looks like. So, and now the guys are even more excited, and it's fun. And like I said, you can tell the difference in recruiting. It's bumped things up, and guys know that the commitment from the university is a big one, and they understand this is a hockey school, and that helps us out. It's been a work in progress, and a lot of people put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into it. And then we got here. That was, from my first press conference, it was, we talked about the young men that we want to identify and recruit. We talked about, signing, getting those players in Michigan State. We talked about making Munn, a real tough place to play. And then the thing that tied all those together was the renovation. I mean, that was a huge part of it, and it was something that was necessary. And, that kind of got a lot of really great Spartans around the community together, and we raised a lot of money, and we're making it happen.
Going back to, like you said, your first press conference here, obviously when you played, you guys were winning national championships and going to the Frozen Four. How is that something you're really trying to get back to and really establish here at Michigan State?
That's where we want to be, and like I said, it's possible to do that here. And I think in some places you can say, hey, you can talk about it and you want to do it, but is it possible? And it is here. We have the support. We're getting the facility where we want it, and we're going to be top-notch academics, top-notch athletics. So I think we can get that done here. But looking at it, we've had guys come back, and Ron Scott came back, and he was really a big, he came in with Newell Brown, and they were older guys that came in to play for Coach Mason in the late 70s, and were here during the transition. And he was really, he's in our Sports Hall of Fame, for on ice, I think, but also for what he did for our program and elevating it. And he gave a really good talk to our players a little over a year ago, and talked about, hey, getting yourself on the wall, win a league championship, win a league playoff, win a GLI, win a national championship, get on the wall. And I think that's something that every class coming through should be looking to do at Michigan State.
How often do the guys come to you with, to learn about your time here at Michigan State, but also maybe your time in the NHL, just to get, your experience?
Yeah, a little bit. I think it's odd. Sometimes I think they get tired of the old guy stories. I don't, back in the day, walking uphill in the snow, but, they do ask about it, and they do know that, that I played in Coach Luongo as well. Coach Luongo played 17 years, a lot of that in the NHL. So, you know what, it's where they want to be, and then they're interested in that, and it's great when we have guys come back, and Taro will pop back, or guys that Torrey Krug or something, they'll pop through, and whenever an alum comes back, we'd love to have those guys talk to them, because that's where they want to be. They want to hear about that, and I think they're getting a taste of it a little bit. We've talked to them about, hey, what it's like on campus when you win 20 or 25 games in a season, and the reception and the crowds, and I think they're seeing that right now. I think it's there in front of them, and we just got to keep pushing for it.
Would you say with this season you have seen maybe the program start to take that turn to getting to that point?
I think it's a good step, yeah, and I think we're real close. And like I said, when you look at the national picture, we want to be back in that, not just not top 30, not top 20. We want to be in that top 10 area, because then you're getting to the NCAAs, and if you get in, you've got a chance to win. So I think the guys feel that. I think we've played a lot of top teams lately in the last few weeks, and teams rated in the top 10. We've got another one coming in this weekend, and I think when they get done with weekends and they look at it and they say, hey, we're there with those teams, and faith is a powerful thing. That was one thing we had. We went into every game when I was here as a player thinking we were going to win the game, and sometimes we probably won some that we shouldn't have, just on attitude and swagger, and you're trying to bring that back slowly and surely here.
This weekend, the number 9 team in the country comes into your place. It's going to be on Big Ten Network. First home game on national television for you guys. Just what's that, knowing that the national spotlight is going to be here, basically?
Well, it should be exciting, and I think that that being the case, it shouldn't change how you play. You should be, if there's no fans and no TV, there's a right way to play the hockey game, and that's kind of where we want to be at. We want to be, very predictable, very hard. That, hey, this is how we're going to be as a team. We're going to go out and we're going to battle no matter the situation. But that being said, hey, it's a chance for us to play hard and play well, and maybe some more people kind of get a look at us, and they might be wondering if this is a team that's for real, if we are going to be able to get over the hump or make that next step like you asked. But hey, that's what our guys believe, and we can go out and show that this weekend.
Having a head coach with NHL experience is something any recruit is looking for, and after MSU won just 7 games last season, the Spartans have already won 11 games heading into this weekend, and that is something that gives Cole a lot of hope going forward. That's going to do it for this week's show. We hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next week.